Hey everyone, we're back. Can't believe it. I really just can't believe it. And so, welcome back to the show. This is episode 9 of Beneath the Surface. Last week we spoke about self trust. Yeah, it's a big issue. Today we talk about your environment. Sometimes your workplace is a place where you are not supported. Does that sound familiar to any of you? Well, it does to me. And if you're a teacher or a nurse, you know the burden of disrespect all too well. It is not a bad day, it is a drain on your health. It's not just a bad day, it is a drain on your health, guys. So let's cover in this first section the biology of disrespect. Yeah. When someone is rude, your body reacts. Your blood pressure goes up. You feel a knot in your stomach. You feel a tight chest, and your body is in defense mode, which is not good. If this happens daily, you stay in stress. You are not sensitive. You are under attack. Your body stores this tension in your muscles, in your fascia, in everything in your body. It's not going away, right? So, boundaries are there for your protection. You've gotta have boundaries, and let me tell you, I did not. I didn't, and I'm 47, and I'm just realizing that, yes, boundaries are not rude. It's not selfish, but it is selfish for yourself. I mean, you are as important as everybody else. I mean, you are, and a lot of us I know I am. I felt bad. I don't mind doing stuff for other people, but I felt bad if I was doing it for myself. Well, until recently, I have been changing my ways, and it's been a tough little time trying to do that. So, boundaries as protection. A boundary is a filter. It decides what you allow into your heart. You know, what do you allow into your heart? Think about it. Setting a boundary is doing what is right for your life. You cannot help people heal if you are affected by others. You do not have to accept every mean comment. You have the right to take up space. And I've said that so many times. You have the right to take up space. You deserve to be treated with kindness. No matter what your past is, I don't care. If you have a rough past and maybe you weren't so kind in the past, did you know you can change that still? You can actually be nice now, and you deserve it. You deserve to be nice to yourself and to others. So, why not try? So, aligning with the divine, that is one thing I say over in my head. I align with the divine. I align with the divine. If I have negative comments coming around me, in my head, over and over, I align with the divine. Because your subconscious is listening to every single thought you have. So better make a good one. So I walk with, and then the other thing I say in my head, and I just say it. I walk with style and grace because God put me in this place, but it's not a race because God put me in this place. Vado. And I just sing that over and over. And it may sound corny, but guess what? My subconscious is listening. And it's better than singing something negative or saying, oh, you're a fucking idiot or whatever you want to say. Change it. Whether you believe it or not, change it. Change the thoughts in your head. Do it now, today. It is important. So the phrase is a protection for your soul. When a boss or coworker treats you poorly, remember who you report to. Do you report to them? Are they paying your bills? No, they're not. And I would say you report to God. That's who you report to. And so that's who you need to be thinking about, you and God. So, and then all the other things will fall into place. You do not have to shrink. You don't. You do not have to make them feel powerful. You sure don't. You align with the divine, and this makes you strong. Their bad character, it's not your problem, and it's really not your business. So you can be a straight shooter and keep your spirit clean. Straight short shooter. That's it. You can be a straight shooter. You can tell the truth, but you could also do it by keeping your spirit clean. So, releasing the sting. Use the emotion code when you get home. I've talked about it on my on the TikTok lives. Um, the emotion code where you are going to go look it up, go to the internet, type in emotion code by Bradley Nelson, the emotion code chart by Bradley Nelson. Pull it up. Or you can go to discoverhealing.com. That is Bradley Nelson's website for the emotion code. But anyway, however you get it, find the chart. It's easy to find. There is so many of them online. Okay, you got the chart. And then you're going to locate the emotion. Is the emotion in column A? Is the emotion in an even row? Okay, you locate the emotion. Once you locate the emotion, you ask, well, you already asked it, is this emotion ready to be released, or however you want to say it. And then once you find it, you are going to get any magnet. Go to your refrigerator, get a magnet. It doesn't matter the magnet. And you're going to go 3 times on the governing meridian line to get rid of it. Now, if after you do that and you say, "Did I release it?" If it says no, ask if it was generational, because then it needs to be 10 times on the governing meridian line. Okay, then you ask, "Did I release it?" Yes, okay. So you're gonna get rid of your emotion. If you're unsure on how to talk to your subconscious and find out what row or column or whatever emotion, whatever it is, if you don't know how, look up, go to the internet, look up muscle testing for trapped emotions. Just any muscle testing, find out, like the ring method, you got the sway method, there's so many methods. Or you can do what I do, which is the dowsing rods or the pendulum. Easy. If you don't know how to work those, make sure you're hydrated. Drink plenty of water. And I'm not kidding, it matters. Make sure you're hydrated and practice. Go get one. And then say, show me yes, show me no. Some people's yes is a clockwise circle, some people is front and back, like me. And then no would be counterclockwise or left and right. Or it could be different for you. That's why you ask. So you find out yes and no. And then you practice with it until you are able to communicate using one of those devices. Okay. So if you really don't know and you want to learn how to do that, message me. One way is just go look at my TikTok, Jamie Thrash or Helper by Design. Message me. I'll let you know. My website is helperbydesign.com. You can message me there. I have helperbydesign7 at Gmail. You can message me there. There's so many ways. There's no excuse for not being able to do the emotion code on yourself. None. Just contact me. Okay, so ask your bot, and if you don't wanna do it on yourself, just contact me, let me know, and I will do it. I mean, I'm very reasonable on my rates. I just want people to heal. Can you imagine if this world was rid of trapped emotions? Holy cow. The filter that everybody uses to see the world through, it would not be a dark one anymore. It would probably be rose. Okay, back on. Okay, so you're going to ask your body if you have any trapped emotions from rude comments. So you could literally ask that. Do you have any trapped emotions in relation to my recent breakup, in relation to the accident I had, anything in relation to my neck pain, my back pain, my allergies? Ask. Just ask your body. Your subconscious knows every single thing, everything. Look to it. You could ask, am I deficient in vitamin D? Do I need more magnesium? As long as it's a yes or no question, you can do it. Okay, so you're going to name the feeling. Maybe it is anger. Maybe you feel small. You're going to swipe your hand, like we said. We're going to do all the things. Um, You can even say, "Is this in relate does this have to do with so and so?" You can ask, was it before the age of 10?" You can ask the questions, and your subconscious will tell you. Most of the time, it will tell you. If you ask and it says, "No, we're good. You're good. You don't have anything." Say, "Do I have any anchored trapped emotions?" And let me tell you, that's what I did. My heart wall, when I tried to get to it, it said there wasn't one. I said, "Are there any anchored heart wall emotions?" And sure enough, there were many. Okay, so the person might still be rude, the person who may have hurt your feelings, but their words will not stay in your body any longer. The negativity will not stay in you or on you. Okay? I can't thank Bradley Nelson enough for doing this, for bringing this to the world because who knew that it could be so simple? So the practical steps: pray and meditate before you walk into work. Do it. Try it. Remind yourself that you deserve to be there just as much as anyone else. Pause before you speak to a rude person. Do it. Just pause. Just take a breath before you comment to some rude person. Notice the feeling in your body. Breathe slowly. Take a breath. You do not have to win the argument. Who cares about the damn argument? Just your peace is the only win that matters. Protect your nervous system. It matters. My nervous system is fried, but it's not as fried as it was because I work on it daily. So, in closing, everybody, you are worth that. You are worth more than a salary. You are. You are worth more than that job title, and everything is okay. You know why? Because God paved the way. He did. And walk in your truth. Take away. A boundary is a filter for your peace. I'll say that again. A boundary is a filter for your peace. What boundary are you going to set today? So, a little personal part about how I have been kind of changing things up and handling things is I've noticed that whenever my husband and I get in an argument, I realize usually during the argument that, hey, wait, why are we arguing about this? That's not even the point. Okay, this is the issue. Why are we talking about that? That has nothing to do with it. So, for example, okay, so I was having kind of a hard time thinking about a certain incident to tell you guys to explain. So I pulled out my journal that I use at night. If I'm so tired at night that I just don't feel like writing in my journal, I just open up the journal in the iPhone and I just talk to it. And you got to talk kind of slow and accurate because it doesn't listen very well. I have reread some of my stuff the next day and thought, oh, I don't know what the heck it was thinking. It didn't write down what I thought what I said, but then I'm able to fix it because I remember the next day. Anyway, one thing is that my sweet child, who I love dearly, and it's the most important thing in my life. Well, I let her get away with talking kind of shitty to me sometimes because I think, she's a teenager. She's got a lot going on. She's stressed out. I'm not going to try to cause any more stress on her. But then I think, but I deserve to be talked to with respect. I treat her with respect. And so I have learned to set things straight and be like, okay, well, I don't appreciate the tone of voice you're using. Um, and she'll act like she's not talking rude to me, but I mean, everybody around notices it. Um, I think she just gets caught up in the moment. And here I am making excuses again. It doesn't matter who it is, whether it's family or not, you deserve to be talked to with respect. So there is that. Even if it's not someone at work, even if it's someone you live with, that's even more important because you have to deal with them every single day. Set your boundary. Let them know that this is what I'm willing to put up with and this is what I'm not willing to put up with because your nervous system deserves it. Okay, having said all that, let me read a little bit from my journal that I thought, this is kind of good stuff because I forget to go back and read what I wrote, what I write. So I titled it, The Trials Are Not Over There. Over, there are still many to come. The Trials of Life. You want to know more? Okay. Okay, so the trials of life are not, they're never over, right? So I wrote in here that, so you're passing different levels. And every time you handle a situation calm and rational and you don't overreact, your nervous system doesn't go, then you advance, you elevate. And I told you that I'm on a path of learning and growing and trying to raise my vibration and just become closer to the person that God created me to be. That is the journey I'm on. And so feel free to message, to comment, and let me know how you feel about this stuff because this is stuff that I have learned through all my learnings that I have been researching and doing. And this is what I kind of related with. What was the word they used today is resonate with. I resonated with this ideology that every situation is a trial, and depending on how you handle it, that's what decides if you advance. So, if you handle something rational without getting too crazy, and then you advance. Okay, what else did I put in here? Okay, so whenever I got in an argument with my husband, I was able to calmly talk to them and be like, "Hey, that's not even the issue right now. Okay, yes, I see you're upset about this, but that's not the point. That's something that happened along the way, but that's not even what we're arguing about here. Let's get back on track." Okay, and then by the time we figured out the issue that we were talking about, the other little minor thing that we were hooked up on, that didn't even it don't matter. It don't matter. Didn't matter. Okay. So the big issue got handled. And as it got handled, we realized that that minor thing was just minor. Like it had no bearing on what was going on with the issue. 100%. I don't remember what the issue was at this point, or else I would tell you what we were arguing about. I know it had to do with one of the kids was sick and how I handled the situation. Oh, yeah. Okay. So it was about I try to do holistic type of deal and he thought that I had was just trying to fix the daughter by myself with what I've learned online and with AI. But I wasn't. Yes, I was using that, but that was after I went to the emergency room and took care of it. And they were like, they didn't do it. They didn't give us antibiotics and all that stuff. And the way I handled it, he wasn't happy with. But he also he wasn't understanding exactly what had went down. So once we got past all that, then we were able to rationally talk about everything. Okay, so I felt like the way I handled that helped me advance. And then also, whenever I set the boundary with my daughter, like, this is the way I expect to be talked to. And the way, I mean, she was so receptive. She's been doing so much better. And it's caused me to just want to help more because if you're getting treated right, you do want to help more. But if you're not getting respect and you're not getting treated right, you don't want to help that person. Not usually. So, all in all, choose you. That's the main thing. Choose you. Choose you and then not don't numb yourself, don't run away, don't avoid. Just choose. Choose you. Because once you do that, the other things will fall into place. That was something else I wrote in my journal. Okay, and one more other personal thing that I think I have done pretty good at is I'm deciding not to be around people that make me feel not so great. Okay. So along my journey, I have chosen to take a different path, kind of. And those people that make me feel not so good about the decisions I'm making, I'm not mean to them and I love them, but I'm not going to choose to interact with them on a daily basis. If something important happens, yes, I will touch base and do all the things, but I choose not to endure that just on the daily. And I think that that's what others should do also. If people don't make you feel good, you don't have to be around them all the time. You can decide not to. But that's another boundary you got to make. You got to place, right? Okay, so the next thing that we're going to discuss is a little bit more about relationships. I know we went into that last week, but I want you to know that um it could save your marriage. It could. It might. I mean, I'm not saying it will for sure, but trapped emotions wreak havoc on you. And if you're thinking about getting a divorce, try this first. I know most people say if you're going to get a divorce, at least try counseling first, try all the things. Well, guess what? Emotion code works better than therapy, in my opinion. And I think a lot of people would agree. Now, it's going to take more than one session because, especially if you're middle aged like me, I've accumulated a lot of heart wall emotions, a lot of trapped emotions all together. And so I've been doing this a couple of years and I still have a heart wall and I work on it on the regular, not every day. I was for a while, but it does say that I'm getting my subconscious has told me that I'm getting there. But just think about it. Even if you can just do the emotion code once a week, that would be 10 emotions a week, 40 emotions a month. Just do that. And I have packages to where it's affordable. You can do it. I'm making it affordable because I want people to be able to afford it to get rid of them. Because even though I teach on how, I mean, not teach you how, but I tell you how, and Bradley Nelson in his book walks you right through how to do it. A lot of people, one, they may not have the time. And 2, they don't wanna do all that. They just want them to be gone. And if that's the case, let me know. Proxy is the way. All we do, connect energetically. Yes, we are all connected energetically. Whether you wanna believe it or not, that's the truth, and it is scientifically proven. So, get over the fact that we're not that get over that fact. If you think we're not connected, just take that out of the equation. That's not even the issue. Um, I mean, there's a lot of stuff that goes on that I don't know how it works, but I see results. So the results are enough for me. I have seen miracles, and I don't even do this as much as like Bradley Nelson and all the big guys that do emotion code. I just dabble kinda, do it on my family and then clients here and there. So for me to see results with just doing it a little, it's crazy. I just wish that everybody could feel how light you can feel without all that trapped energy. It's like, "Ugh." All that trapped energy is around your heart, just like, yeah, nobody's getting in here, and you're not gonna love anybody either. And everybody's different. But for the most part, that heart wall is hindering you from giving love and receiving love. And you may think that you can love hard because I know I can. I can love with all my heart, but it's not the same. Not the same until you get rid of that barrier. The way you love is not as much as you think you can. Anyway, okay, everybody, thank you for joining. I sure appreciate it. And I am doing this I try to release these on Fridays and I release the newsletters on Monday or Tuesday. So join me. You never know what I'm going to be talking about. But I tell you, it will be in relation to emotion code and trapped emotions, heart wall relationships, feeling better, all those things. That's what beneath the surface is. We are gonna dig beneath that surface layer because that's where it's all stuck, and we're gonna get it unstuck, right? You know I am, so join me. I love you guys. Bye.